All right. Hello, welcome, moon lovers. This is Imber, and today we take 8 minutes on the clock to discuss a very important key for unlocking the magic within. As we're moving into this full moon, let's shine a light on a situation. All right, so our topic this month, Kat, as you know, I know you're loving this topic of Rekindle. And with this topic of Rekindle, this moon phase really kind of helps us about courage, inspiring courage within us. So I have a question for you. What inspires courage within you? Or maybe a better way of asking it is like, what action, right? It's full moon. What actions do you take where you feel courageous and brave?
Gosh, I feel like number one, just opening up and getting out of bed, that can be courageous and really having that moment of, especially with so much going on in the world today. I know it sounds really simple. When that came to me, it was like, oh gosh, how can it be just like getting out of bed, being courageous? But I feel like, where people are on so much all the time and we have so much information bombarding us every day that really that experiencing that mental fatigue and life, like lots of life happening, that it really is being that very first part of saying, being courageous to say, I've set my intention. I'm going to get out of bed. I'm going to live my life purposefully and experience life on that level. I think that's really the very first act of courage that is what I experience, and then have that ripple effect.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you had that experience or have you been able to utilize that this month?
Yes. Actually, so when we got these questions, we get them at the beginning of the cycle. So I've had some time to reflect on it. And really the one that hit me was like, was the question of, let me get my questions out here. Um, oh, hang on. It was there an example of someone courageous? And really, it caused me to pause a little bit and say, what were those examples that I've had in my past? And I really look at my family because, our family and community are the first teachers that we have. And so seeing that I come from a very long line of survivors and people that are, that do the actions. And so seeing that and having that role model has really helped me. So someone who doesn't come from that background of having the survivors, the people that do what it takes to move forward, and then it can be a different situation for them. So taking it and saying, we're entering these times where it's so different, like what I was saying, the mental fatigue, the all of those things that we're experiencing as a collective. Now, even though we have these examples of resiliency in the past, for me, I want to do it for a different reason. I want to be strong and resilient and courageous because that's the light that I was born into as a human being, being a cosmic being, being a spiritual person, but actually being born into the light, which is going back to our rekindle topic of saying that I'm doing this because this is my mission, this is my purpose, this is what I was meant to do, and not just seeing that my parents or grandparents or these other people, that they're survivors, thrivers. Absolutely, that's wonderful and needed. But to move forward in these uncharted times, we're having to adopt a little different way of being, and that takes that courageous of first thing in the morning. Okay, what do I want to experience today? Being courageous in saying, I can do it different than my parents did it. I can do it different than my community did it, because they may not have known what we know now. We have more information, different information, and really speaking into that. So like you said, asked about this moon cycle. Yes, I think every day is an act of courage, because like I said, our days are so full of just information. It's so easy to just pull our, to want to pull our cover over our head and not get up. But every time I say I'm ready, I'm taking the day on, then it fills my heart, and it models for my family that no matter what happens, that they can count on me and themselves, and to see that we all have it within us.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's a lot, but it's really, it really is a lot. Nowadays we have a lot of stuff on our plates, and so just showing up can be very courageous.
It can. It can. I like the idea of almost like this information is like this machine that continuously feeds us, and to consider ourselves like that too, like, well, I'm my own machine that's programmed my own way, like I don't have to um I don't have to gobble up all of the information, right? I'm my own machine. I can adjust my settings however I need and I want to help with my own success.
Yes. And it really is your focus on what you focus on always in life, because if you're focusing on the junk, typically what comes out is the junk. And if you focus on the substance that nurtures us, and going back to the moon cycle and what that looks like, all those phases, like to really tune into that can really make the biggest difference. So mind, body, spirit, soul, and where is your focus, and what is it that you want to cultivate more in life, and what season is it in, and then releasing all that judgment.
Or is there something that you're shining a light on right now?
Yeah, that rekindle the health, vitality, really expanding that part of my life so that I can expand it with others, because we know that that what we've been doing culturally, especially in the United States, that our food system is really broken. The water is something that everyone should have access to clean water, free clean water. And so really, I know, right? Yeah, that's a
Great.
so yeah, if you're listening, it's the face that she made, but right.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, these are human basic needs. And yet, so shining a light on saying, like, what is it? So I don't want to just be basic. I want to thrive. Like, so to me, it's like really shining a light on what that is. So, all right, so there's our time. So we've covered a lot during our 8 minutes. Thank you. My key takeaway was, well, I guess let's have your key takeaway. Do you have a key takeaway from what we shared, or?
Yeah, I love the idea of, thinking of being courageous as something that instead of like big, huge steps of, I have to step in front of a speeding bullet, that it could be small things of I just getting out of bed. I'm just gonna brush my teeth today. I'm going to take time for myself, or I'm gonna do small small acts to not only help myself, but my family, my loved ones, and those important in my life. And instead of thinking of it as, yeah, I have to be Wonder Woman all the time.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah. What about
Yeah.
you? What's
Yeah, the key takeaway for me is like that shining that light. So that's a continuous thing. And it's not a judgment light, but it's simply, it's available to us every month. That, like I said, that with the phase, it can be any way, but with the full moon, it really is taking a little bit brighter, shinier, but without the judgment. That stops so many people, from my experience, is,
I love it. I know we've got to go, but I'd love
you know,
the one little thing to add to about
mhm.
shining the light at this time, the full moon, is that the three selves. right? Like
Yeah.
it shines the light on us in the present, but you can also see from that residual light the past of who we used to be, and you can see a glimpse into the future of who you want to be. And yeah, I like
And
that.
that's so powerful. So powerful.
Just
But stay in the present and just do whatever it takes to be, yeah, if that's whatever level that is. So, all right. So thank you all for listening. We'd love to hear some feedback, where you're feeling courageous, where you could use a little support. Send us a DM, an email, and we'll be back next week with our next phase of our same topic, and we'll see you then. Happy manifesting.
manifesting.